So it's Wednesday today, which means this is the Wednesday show. We have 3 or 4 very nice days coming up over the next few. I'm going to be walking approximately 2.5 kilometers today. I already measured it. The trip today will take me down our road and then up to Lambert Park, up Torquay Drive, through the bollards. It's a no-go road for cars, but there is a footpath to one side. And then over to Carol's store, or Susan's store, sorry, Mount Doug Market. And then along Shelbourne, up through the laneway, back to Oak Winds. And from Oak Winds, I go through the barrier again, and I'm on Torquay Drive, and then back home. So today is, as I said, Wednesday. Zaren and Norma are off to see C2. She is picking up a ball tossing machine that she ordered for delivery to my son in Washington State, because apparently I think it was either free or greatly reduced shipping costs if it was to be shipped to somewhere in the US. So she's going to be using this ball tossing machine to practice her pickleball. Because I already measured this outing, I haven't started my Runkeeper girl. Give her a break today. I will be putting music with this, so if there are very long sections when I'm not talking, at least I can entertain you with my crutchmanship and the music. I'm getting very good on these sticks. I have an empty backpack with me. I'm wearing my new shorts that I bought the other day at Value Village when I went there last Wednesday with Ken. I bought these shorts, grey, size 30, with pockets, very similar to the other shorts that I had for many years. I'm assuming I'm making pretty good progress just from my cadence. This is the first day that I'm wearing shorts for a long time. My boot is getting a little bit worn out. I know that for a fact I've done over 50 kilometers on crutches, because I have been logging all my mileage. And last week I managed to do 5 hours Hello. Hello. That's why I prefer logging my activity in minutes rather than miles or kilometers. It's more important to me to know how many hours my body is able to work at a given effort. I mean, that effort would obviously depend on the terrain more than anything else, and to a lesser extent on the speed. For anything under 10 kilometers, speed is all you need to train for. But for anything over 2 hours of effort, you have to train from the other side. You have to train endurance. Your speed will arrive automatically when your fitness level improves. That is my theory. But if you're only planning to run a maximum of 10 kilometers, then go for the speed. Do some cross training. Play tennis. Do weightlifting. But none of it will really help you after 2 hours of effort unless you are training for more than 2 hours of effort. Some of you may have already seen the route that I'm going to take today, because while I was lying in bed, bored once again, I spend quite a few hours in bed, and if I'm not asleep, I'm not going to be reading because I don't have a book to read at the moment. I'm still waiting for somebody to finish reading the book that I have put on hold. Another Frost, the North of England detective. Yeah, I enjoyed reading that book. That was my first couple of weeks of post-surgery. I read an entire book in 2 weeks, which is almost a world record for me. So I made this little animation and I posted it as usual. I don't really do these things for accountability, but I do like keeping in touch. I do like keeping in touch. I often listen to stuff and think, man, this is entertaining. I wonder why. And I think that hopefully my podcast falls into that category. Hello. 9 o'clock today. I am quite an early bird. I rise with the sun, basically, and I can't wait to be able to walk around without 2 crutches. I feel it's not far away now. My leg, the one that I injured, is maintaining a lot of its strength by using it on when I'm walking around. I don't carry my leg in the air anymore. I'm actually planting it. Each time you hear my crutches go down, that is when my sore foot goes down. Consequently, my other foot, my right foot, my good foot, is doing all the work, or a lot more than it normally does. Hopefully you're doing 50-50 on each leg, but it's more like 70-30 at the moment. My arms are still doing a fair bit of work. I was a little concerned the other day about walking with my backpack, and the reason was that it was slipping off my shoulders a little bit, and I really didn't want to get caught up with my straps. But I figured, well, where's it going to go? It's only going to slide down my arm a little bit. It's hardly going to trip me up. So one of my straps is hanging a little low on my shoulder. There's that view of Mount Doug that I keep taking. Just the same way that I'm sure you guys are quite familiar with my neighborhood from my videos. It all makes everything so much more real when you see pictures and you hear audio from the same area. Oh, here's one of my Sikh friends again. Oh, he's got a walking stick. He's dusting off his pants today. Good morning. He was the guy I was talking to about cricket. He's the youngest of the group, basically. They're all in their 70s and 80s. He's probably 68. But he hardly speaks any English. Really, his son and his grandchildren probably do all the speaking in their household. Other than that, it's Punjabi that they're speaking. I have a hill now. I have a bit of an uphill. I'm right level with Lambrick Park High School, heading up towards the dead end of this road. Basically, it just goes up to the school, swings around the parking lot, and heads back out again. So there is a fire gate, but that's locked. Yeah, I've been listening to a Scotsman who puts out a show every week called Scottish rock and roll. Well, not Scottish rock and roll, but he is a very, very Scottish person with a very thick Glasgow accent. And he plays a lot of pub music that they go to listen to in Glasgow in the music pubs. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he is blind. I think it came out in conversation. He puts out a show every week, as I say. Pablo Blues Show on Spreaker. Okay, I'm through the barrier now. This is a no-go zone for cars. And then I rejoin the roadway. It's so much easier to run an open mic when I'm on crutches, and I don't have to keep stopping to fiddle with the recorder. Keep my hands busy on the crutches. Yep, so Norma and Zarin are going to... I keep getting it wrong now, what is it? Bellevue. Yeah. Kirkland, basically Kirkland, Washington. To pick up the pickleball machine. Okay, it levels off now, and I'm now heading downhill. Hi. I'm thinking of the music that I have already selected and blocked for this 36-minute show. Obviously, I will have way more than 36 minutes of audio. But as I have plenty of time, I can splice it, dice it, and paste it. This is the kind of weather we should have been having for the last 2 months, basically, since May. Hello.
Morning.
Today, Wednesday, is garbage collection day for this neighborhood anyway. They have their grey bins and their green bins out. This green bin system is working very well here in Victoria. They recycle a lot of scrap food and yard waste, which prevents people from feeding the rodents, which is basically what they were doing before, because rodents are opportunists, and in rodents I include squirrels and raccoons. We do get mice, we do get rats, we do get raccoons, we do get feral cats, but not so many feral cats. There's not quite enough garbage for them. There's not quite enough people getting rid of their cats. Here we are loyal to our pets. Downtown, people tend to, if they're living in an apartment or they have to move, quite often, if they move to a pet-free apartment, they have to leave their cat somewhere. With a friend, hopefully. But still. I feel quite blessed in a way that I have had the opportunity to work with some very disadvantaged people. And I have learnt to appreciate their plight. When I put my boot on today, I strapped it up pretty tight, thinking that I would pump it up to the right pressures. before I headed out, but in my eagerness to get going, I forgot to pump up the pressures. So when I get to Mount Doug Market, oops, I picked up an email. When I get to Mount Doug Market, I will sit down on the bench and pump up my bags. They have cells on either side of my bone that fill with air to cushion the cast against my leg. But I don't think that's going to cause any issues. We're like wearing one loose ski boot, that's all. I am working my foot inside the boot. Doesn't have to be constrictive. I'm hoping that the doctor is very happy with me when he sees me in a few weeks' time, on July the 11th to be precise, which is in, let me think now, if it's the 21st today. It's a Tuesday, I know that much. It's 2 weeks away. 3 weeks away, sorry. Wishful thinking. This weekend I'm taking out yet another wedge from my boot, so I'll be down to just the actual plastic shell of the boot and no heel padding, which will be nice. I have my good camera with me. When I make my turn after Mount Doug Market, when I stop to pick up something that I need for my few days of hello, my few days of self-catering, they're coming back on Sunday because my son is on call this weekend, so he's going to be off Sunday, Monday working, or at least not able to do anything social with his family. He has to be close to base in case he's needed to fix a software issue anywhere in the system. Hello.
Getting better?
Eh?
Getting better?
Yes.
Achilles, you said, yeah.
Yeah, quite a lot better.
Good.
It's
good.
my Achilles. You got a good memory.
Yes, I do. Well, I'm a runner, so I know the Achilles is a... Ooh.
Well, I'm just waiting for the day when the doctor says, okay, you can do a lap of Lambrick, but don't go nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you'll see me doing one lap, and then I'll probably go out in the afternoon and do another lap.
Yeah.
Because I'll be feeling so good.
That's right. Well, at least you're getting out and exercising, so that's good.
I don't think it's going to take a lot of recuperation for my muscles, but it's just flexing my ankle again and springing off my feet.
Yes.
That's the one that's going to cause the tension.
Yes. Well, patience, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because I'm not a heavyweight person, it shouldn't be under too much stress.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to try and sprint anyway.
No.
Bye-bye. Yeah, she's an English woman, an expat. I can tell from her accent, but she's probably been here for 40 years or more. Now that is the noise of a refrigerated truck, so I will stop talking just about now. Ah. Thank you. Hi. I have to remember that I'm quite wide with these crutches. I have to go sideways sometimes. There it is. Thank you. Hello. Do you have any day-old sandwiches?
No.
Oh. Okay. Hello.
Good morning. Hi. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I just realized that I need to buy a few items, but I haven't any way of carrying them unless I put them in this backpack right away.
Yeah.
If I just load up the backpack and then take it to the cache.
For sure. Yeah, that's great. Or I can run stuff up. Either or.
I was gonna buy some of the steaks or the little pork chops. I was also going to buy 6 eggs. That was what I was worried about.
Yeah.
The pork chops I could have carried in my hand, and the crutches, but the eggs maybe not.
Yeah, for sure. I can grab it.
Yeah. Okay, so 6 eggs, and I'll go and choose the pork chops.
Do you prefer white or brown?
The brown eggs are nice. I've had them before. Alright.
Right, nice and unbroken.
Excellent. I'll go up and pay. So it's the pork chops and the eggs.
Okay.
Great, thanks.
No problem. Thank you. Have a great day.
So I also have some pork chops.
That is 909.
909. Okay. Good. It's okay, I'll just put it right in here. Yeah. Bye-bye. So now I have protein for the weekend. Some of those thin sliced boneless pork chops. I still have some chili. I was going to buy the half-price ground pork, but I've been eating ground meat for 4 days now. I was looking to see if my friends were out and about. I have a couple of guys that I used to work with when I was a care worker. 2 guys in wheelchairs, and they set up a carving studio, a workshop for carving soapstone. Yeah, they're pretty good at carving, even though both of them were quadriplegic. But I stay in touch with them because they live so close. This is my main street in my neighborhood. This is Shelbourne. This is the street that the buses head for on their way downtown. I've got to be careful not to miss my laneway. It's easily done. I seem to be traveling very fast today. I'm excited. I'm excited about being so close to walking normally again. There is another view of Mount Doug that I have not taken because I seldom walk along this sidewalk. If I get a good glimpse through the trees, I will stop and take that picture because I am pretty close. I'm about 500 meters from the base of the I was going to say the tree, from the base of the mountain, which is closer than I normally get unless I actually run into the woods. Well, I don't think I missed it yet. It's coming up very soon. Otherwise this walk is going to be a little longer than expected. I think I'm coming up to the property now with a little sign for the laneway. It's just these hedges have all grown so much recently. It doesn't look the same anymore. So all the people are having to walk around me now to overtake, because I'm taking up all the paved areas for my crutches. Yep, I'm coming up on the turn now. I'll be heading away from the noise very soon. So far I've been overtaken by 3 people walking. Well, 2 walking and 1 running. And these are the law offices. The law offices where my wife has to come and organize the business with Mavis's estate. I think she said she had to get everything probated, whatever that means. Alright, very soon I'll be back in the quiet zone. There goes one of my escape routes, the 39 bus. That takes me way out into the wilderness areas. Yeah, once I'm off crutches, I will go that way on that bus and do my exploring out there. Alright, this is a little steeper than I thought, but okay, I'm feeling very strong. Tomorrow, the dinosaurs are meeting at the dive shop on Dallas Road. It's in fact the breakwater, so tomorrow I'm going to get an opportunity to take some great pictures on the beach at Dallas Road and on the breakwater. I'm also going to be right out on the end of a long jetty that juts into the water, which closes off the inner harbour from the outer. Yeah, it's uphill all the way, but that's what makes it a shorter loop. Originally it was going to be about 2.5, almost 3 kilometers. And I didn't want to be out that long today because I am going out tomorrow. So I chose the smallest loop that I could make, which means climbing up this little hill that the roads and the houses tend to skirt around. Excuse me. Yep, it's hard for me to go through narrow gates. Well, this is steep, but it gets me to the top quickest. Once again, it's a fire access road only here that joins one part of the crescent to the other part. This is the way they keep the traffic out of this area, by forcing people to use 1 or 2 routes only. I really notice how much more anaerobic work I do on crutches. I'm definitely working that system a lot harder than usual. I can tell from my breathing that I'm working pretty hard. Now, I think I missed my view of Mount Doug. I have climbed into the woods here. Might get a view in a second. I'm now on a different cul-de-sac, heading for yet another cul-de-sac. No, I'm just below the brow of the hill. To the south is where Mount Doug would be, but there's just houses blocking my view. This is the steepest part I've had to do yet. Baby steps. Don't want to go backwards. Finally, I'm at the top. Alright, I'm going to take a picture here just to prove that I got to the top of this little hill. This is my Everest today. But I will turn my back to the sun. I'm going to try taking a picture on the macro setting. I have to learn how to do these things. But the trouble is that after it's on macro, good. After I have been on the crutches for a while, my hands go completely numb. So the macro setting should be focusing only on the close-up and blurring the distance. Yeah. We'll see how that turns out. So, today's recording is coming to you courtesy of Sony. And as I say, the Runkeeper app is taking a break. She's with me too. Norma made me a new pouch for my phone. She made it out of the top part of a sock. One of those athletic socks. Grey with black, red and white trim. So from my map yesterday, I know that I'm just coming up on the 2 kilometer mark. If you are interested in checking that little animation out, by all means, you'll be able to follow along. Excuse me. So now I'm on the top of Oak Winds and Candela. So I'm through the barrier once again, back on Torquay Drive, having taken my little break in this store, picked up some provisions and pumped up my pressures, all to the accompaniment of various ambient sounds. So this is the 2 kilometer mark. Now I have about 400 meters or so to go. I want to get back quite soon because it is getting warm and the pork chops aren't refrigerated in my backpack. Suzanne had a very neat animation on one of her runs. I think it was Tuesday night. She posted it on the Extra Mile podcast page. And essentially, it takes your GPS data and maps it on Google Earth for you, giving you the option of inserting pictures and for them to insert data of your activity. But unfortunately, it doesn't match up with the app that I'm using. See, once again the houses are blocking the view of Mount Doug, but I'm getting back to the familiar angle that you've seen many times before. I have taken a photograph today, which I will probably, if I like it, submit to one site or another. Yeah, getting back to that animation app. It's called Relive CC. Relive.cc is their website. And they used to do something quite similar. Not quite as smooth an interface, but they had something similar with Map My Run. You could do a flyby on Map My Run, and it just basically takes you across the terrain that you've mapped at 100 feet or 200 feet above. This other one, the Relive app, has more 3 dimensions to it. It angles the camera view, so to speak. But I would rather have a drone doing that kind of photography. Otherwise it is just an animation. They have no idea what Mount Doug looks like. It would just show some kind of bare mountain with a stylized color. That's the thing. Well, I already included this view of Mount Doug. The gates of Lambrick behind me, heading up to the hill again. Another of the neighborhood rises. That's what happens when you live near a coastline. The closer you get to the water, the more ragged the road system becomes, if it's following the coast, it tends to weave in and out of the coves and have to get over the rises between the coves. The further back you are from the coast, the less noticeable these undulations become, until you end up in the Blenkinsop River Valley, basically. The drainage system for Elk Lake, Colquitt's Creek, all that business drains down through the Blenkinsop Valley, through Blenkinsop Lake, out towards the gorge at Tillicum. My hands are getting a little tired now. Well, I'm glad I did the official loop that I mapped yesterday, so I don't have to worry too much about how far I went. I know exactly how far I went. I just have to guesstimate on my speed, because as you know, I keep track of time more than distance. But if my pace is 20 minutes per kilometer now, it's going to be about a 50-minute outing. 2.5 kilometers is 50 minutes. 20, 40, and 10 for the half kilometer. Yep. It's funny, I can think clearer when I'm out and about. Better still when I'm running. I get a little more oxygen in my brain. Aren't you glad I put music with this one? Well, I can't help it, not every day is exciting. Some days are, some days aren't. But as I said way back at the beginning of this recording, I often listen to stuff, very obscure stuff of very little interest to the general public, which I find quite entertaining enough to warrant my time listening. That's what gets me about people who say, oh, I've got nothing to talk about. You have nothing of what you think might be interesting to other people to talk about. Maybe I have already worn out one set of rubber bungs, the rubber end to the crutches. This was done in a matter of 30 kilometers of walking on crutches. I managed to wear out a set of rubber pads. I was through to the metal, which suddenly meant that I couldn't go out on my crutches anymore, especially not even on linoleum. That was the worst. Once you lose that rubber, metal on linoleum is not very good. So we're into the last 5 minutes of this episode, this exciting adventure that I'm having on a Wednesday, the 21st of June. Yep, I'm looking forward to editing some of this down to fit my slot of 36 minutes of your time. So I think that's the beep for 10 o'clock. Yes, indeed. Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And I'm almost done. Just going past Jenny's house. That house features towards the end of my animation. Now I turn onto my street, which is 150 meters long. So the progress of my walking this weekend, I take out the last foam wedge from my boot, and I'll have to be a little more careful about my air pressures. And on the 11th of July, I'm hoping that the doctor says, okay, you're all healed, off you go, be careful. That would make my day. I now have over an hour of recording, I'm pretty sure, so it's still manageable. I can have this all edited up and neatly packed away by noon my time. That's without spending more than an hour on it, basically. Quick review, bit of arbitrary editing. Yeah, I can hear the recycle trucks in a neighborhood not close, not too far away from here. But living on a quiet cul-de-sac really makes it a lot easier to remember which days are garbage days, because all our neighbors watch out for everybody and they put their bins out. We do too. Oh, there's another email. I must be close to my Wi-Fi. So this is the running jackal finishing off his little extra shopping spree. Eggs and pork chops. The rest I think I have. And I can always eat some of Norma's salad and cheese. She wouldn't want it to go off while she's away. So until Sunday, I will bid you adieu.